everyone, welcome to Science Prodigy. Today we will be starting the second chapter of class 9, which is chemical reactions. Okay, so initially if we go for the definition part, what is a chemical reaction? What is a chemical reaction? So when we talk about chemical reactions, basically one or more than one products generally combine together to give a desired product. Now what is a chemical bond? A chemical bond is actually a force that holds two molecules together to form a compound. So this is just an introductory part, but now the most important thing is, whenever there are chemical reactions, there are certain necessary conditions that are required for the chemical reaction to take place. So what are those necessary important criteria which generally vary from reaction to reaction? So if we go for certain basic necessities, like most importantly, what is the necessary things that have to occur so that there is a chemical change, or more importantly the chemical reaction? The first thing is mixing when in close contact. So in certain chemical reactions there are mixing involved. In certain chemical reactions it can be in a solution form. Maybe the reactants are in a solution, or a solute dissolves in the solvent and there is a reaction, that sort of. Okay, so solution form is one more type in which the chemical change or the chemical reaction may take place. Then comes heat, that is when some amount of heat is supplied, the reaction gets initiated. That means heat is absorbed by the reactant so that the reaction gets initiated. That means it is an endothermic reaction, that is the heat is absorbed. Okay, so light, it can also happen that certain amount of sunlight needs to be supplied so that the reaction is carried out. So in general these are known as, more importantly, the reactions which take place in the presence of light are generally known as photochemical reactions or photolysis. That is the breaking photolysis, which is the breaking due to the presence of light, breaking due to the action of light. So all the reactions which are initiated in the presence of light are known as the photochemical reactions or photolysis. Okay, then comes the reactions which generally take place in the presence of electricity. Most importantly, you will see the reactions taking place in the electricity. The more important branch is electrolysis. In every electrolysis process, every reactant which is actually undergoing the basic regeneration, the basic reorganization to form different products is mainly due to electrolysis. So electrolysis is a very common example which we see when it comes to carrying out any particular type of chemical reaction with the passing of electricity. Then comes pressure. If you see Haber's process, and there are many other reactions where in general pressure is associated when the particular reactants are in the gaseous phase. Okay, so when pressure is applied, the reactants undergo certain amount of pressure is applied and they undergo certain amount of changes which results in the formation of the desired products. Okay, so that is one more thing, that pressure initiates a reaction. And the most important part is catalyst, which is used for improving the speed of the reaction. Okay, so the speed of the reaction may also either decrease. So both of them are equally possible with the help of a catalyst. So catalyst is only used mainly, it does not participate in the reaction, but it is mainly used for altering the speed of the reaction. Now all these particular important types which are necessary for the chemical change to occur, for the chemical reaction to take place, you will find all these particular methods have different examples which are stated directly in your textbook. You should know the example, at least one or two examples from each category, okay. That is from this one, any one example, or it's better to know two examples. When heat is supplied, any two such examples, I am not stating them, you can easily find them out in your textbooks, okay. Then what happens when they are in the solution state? Give one example of such a chemical change undergoing in the solution state. Pressure, as I said, you can easily mention Haber's process. For electricity, you can write down the electrolysis reactions, okay. Then for this one, nitrogen and oxygen forming NO2, that is also for there. Now catalyst also you can go for Haber's process, and there are many other reactions taking place. Then when it comes to light, you can actually go for the reaction of CO2 and H2O forming glucose in the presence of sunlight. So there are many such reactions. For each type, as I said, you will get the examples stated in your books. You should know them, okay. Now moving forward to the next part, that is, there are two types of catalyst. One is a positive catalyst and the other is a negative catalyst. Now as I had already stated that a catalyst actually alters the speed of a reaction. Catalyst will either increase or decrease the speed of a reaction. So based on that, it is a positive or a negative catalyst. Okay, so positive catalyst or a negative catalyst. So as the name suggests, positive catalyst means it will increase the speed of the reaction. It is working in a positive manner so that the reaction is speeded up. The reaction occurs more faster than its usual rate, okay. And when I say negative catalyst, they are also known as catalytic poisons, okay. Now when I say negative catalysts generally have a tendency, as the name suggests, to lower down the speed of the reaction. That is, the reaction will go at a slower rate, or the reaction will actually have a decrease in its speed when there is a negative catalyst used with the particular reactant. So these are the two types of catalysts. You may be asked to define them. You can easily state the definition which I stated to you. You may be asked to also mention a reaction where a positive catalyst is used, or mention a reaction where a negative catalyst is used. Now let's talk about the characteristics of a chemical reaction. What is meant by characteristics of a chemical reaction? When I say characteristics, that means the characteristics to identify that a chemical reaction is taking place, okay. So a chemical reaction is taking place, there should be certain kinds of observations from where you can actually conclude that a chemical reaction has actually taken place. So for concluding that, to observe a chemical reaction, there are particularly four major observations, major characteristics of a particular chemical reaction taking place. The first characteristic is the change of color. That is, initially the color of the particular solution was something else, and after some time, after the reaction is proceeding in the forward direction, you will see that there is a change in color. That is, all the characteristics are solely based on observation, to understand, to get the inference that yes, a chemical reaction is taking place. So first of all, there is a change of color, okay. So if we see the most important example for the change of color, the first most important example is, if I see Fe plus CuSO4, okay. So CuSO4 solution, okay, so this is a liquid denoting it with a L, this is a solid. If I take the iron fillings, okay, iron filings, right. So now this one has a blue color, but the moment iron reacts with CuSO4 and the reaction proceeds towards the final forward direction, FeSO4 is formed. And how do we understand that the reaction is actually occurring? Because there is a change in color observed, that this particular solution which was initially green in color which was initially blue in color turns green, because initially there was CuSO4, but as the reaction proceeds there is the formation of green colored FeSO4 plus copper. Okay, so this is how the change in color shows that yes, there is a reaction that has occurred. Okay, so you can note down this example, you can also get it in other places as well. Now moving forward to part 2, that is the evolution of a gas. That is, a gas gets evolved as one of the products. That is, one of the products is obviously a gas, and there is the evolution of a gas. So if we see a very simple example for that, like if we actually react Zn with H2SO4, you will see that the product formed is ZnSO4 plus hydrogen, right? So the moment hydrogen is formed, as because it is a gaseous product, it will be evolving out, and whenever a gas is evolved in a product, beside the gas we often denote it with the upward arrow sign. That means, what does the upward arrow sign mean? That yes, it is a gaseous product which is getting evolved out of the particular reaction. Now there is a very important term associated with the evolution of a gas, and that important term is effervescence. Okay, so when we talk about effervescence, effervescence is nothing but the evolution which is taking place when one reactant is in the liquid state and the product form is in the gaseous state. So as a result of that, what happens is there are bubbles of that particular gas which is observed in the particular liquid. Okay, so I repeat, what is effervescence? Effervescence means the bubbles of the gaseous product observed in a liquid is known as effervescence. The moment the bubbles takes place, bubbles formation occur, it is said that effervescence takes place. It is nothing but the bubble formation, we only give it a big name, that is effervescence. Okay, so in general, effervescence will only occur, the gaseous bubbles will only form, as you can understand, if there is a gaseous product formed and initially one of the reactant at least was in the liquid state, or one of the reactant was a particular liquid, so that the bubbles of the gas thus formed are actually observed in the liquid. So that particular bubbles in the liquid are known as effervescence. Third one is precipitate formation. Now if you don't know what a precipitate is actually the insoluble solute that is left down. What do I mean by that? When I say insoluble solute, that means initially the solute had already dissolved, but when it is mixed with one more reactant is added as a solute in that particular solution, it is observed that certain amount of a particular product is actually getting deposited at the bottom layer of the test tube, and that particular insoluble part which is actually separated out from the solution means only it is insoluble, it is no more soluble in the liquid, but just after the reaction has taken place, it is actually separated out as an insoluble mass. That is why it is a precipitate formation. Precipitate means an insoluble mass is formed. The most important reaction is, if we see a very common reaction where AgNO3 reacts with HCl, not HCl, NaCl to form AgCl plus NaNO3. Now note down or observe very carefully the important annotations that I provide. Like for evolution of gas, it was an upward arrow, and for the precipitate formation it is a downward arrow. Okay, so it is always very important to write down the color of the precipitate formed. So precipitate has been formed is always denoted or annotated by a downward arrow. Evolution of gas is upward arrow and precipitate is a downward arrow. So AgCl is formed as a precipitate and it is a white colored precipitate. Now the change of state when two particular molecules combine together, if we see the most common example, NH3 is a gas reacting with chlorine, which is also a gas, right? Not chlorine, reacting with HCl, which is also a gas, and both of them upon reaction together forms NH4Cl, which is a solid. Now this is a very important question which is often asked, so you should actually consider it as a question also, as an example also, which is very much important and you should remember it. Okay. Now moving forward to the types of reactions. When we say types, there are in general 4 types of chemical reactions. Okay, so what are the different 4 types of chemical reactions? The 4 types are either there can be a direct combination, first direct combination, there can be displacement reaction, there can be a double displacement, or before that let's talk about decomposition reaction, and finally comes the double displacement or the double decomposition reaction. Same reaction only, just 2 different names, that you can either call it the double decomposition reaction or the double displacement reaction. Okay, so these are the 4 important types. Starting with the direct combination part or the synthesis, which is also known as the synthesis reaction. How do they look like? That is what do we mean by the term direct combination? That is, 2 particular products will direct 2 particular reactants, suppose A and B, are directly reacting together to form the product AB. Okay, so this is how it occurs. 2 particular products joining together to form a third, that is 2 particular reactants joining together to form a product, that is they are directly combining, or you can call it the synthesis process where they are synthesizing this particular one. So let us see certain very common examples. If you see the first very basic, carbon plus oxygen forming carbon dioxide. Okay, very common example, just it is the example of a direct combination reaction where they are directly combining to form the CO2 gas. Then you can also go for carbon monoxide getting oxidized to carbon dioxide. Okay, so if we should always balance the reaction. Okay, so it is balanced. Now if we go for one more reaction, it is often asked for the observation of this reaction. Okay, the reaction is reaction number 3. If you see, magnesium plus oxygen reacting to form magnesium oxide. Okay, so if I look for this one, what is the observation in this reaction? Magnesium plus oxygen reacting together to form magnesium oxide. The observation is very simple, that when a particular strip of magnesium or a particular magnesium ribbon is taken and it is burnt in air, there is a dazzling white flame observed. Okay, so there is a dazzling white flame that is observed. So this is the basic observation which is very important. That is, when magnesium and oxygen combine, there is a dazzling white flame observed, and with this dazzling white flame there is the formation of magnesium oxide. So this is also a direct combination reaction of the type A plus B equal to AB. Okay. Now moving to the next part, that is the decomposition reaction. Now as the name suggests, decomposition means the reactant is actually decomposing. It is breaking down into simpler units. Okay. So if I go for decomposition reactions, the next type, decomposition means only the particular reactant is actually decomposing and breaking down into simpler products B plus C. So this is the particular type of decomposition reaction. To understand it better, let us see some examples. The most core level important examples which you should know, those examples only I will be discussing. Okay. So first is when HgO decomposes or dissociates to form Hg plus oxygen. It is a gas, so you can actually use the upward arrow. Okay, so this is decomposing to form the A plus B type. Okay, now the most important decomposition is the electrolysis of water. Electrolysis means only the breaking down or the decomposition of water, which will only occur when electric current is passed through it. That is, H2 will break down to form hydrogen plus oxygen. Okay. Both are gases, so use both the upward arrows, right? So this is also a decomposition reaction. Now the most important one more thing is the decomposition of potassium nitrate to form potassium nitrite and oxygen. So see, balancing a reaction in general is incomplete without balancing, so you should always balance them out whenever you write them down. Okay. So these are the three most important examples to clearly understand decomposition. I hope you can understand how they are decomposing and dissociating to form the following. Okay. So in the next video I will be covering the next part, that is the double decomposition reaction, the displacement reaction, as well as the remaining part of the chapter. So if you have not yet subscribed the channel, please do subscribe the channel, because I will be covering the entire syllabus in full details of not just chemistry but also chemistry, maths and physics of class 8 and class 9. So everybody stay tuned, keep learning, keep studying hard. All the best and thank you for watching.